Hey, what's up, everybody out there? This is Mike's World, just busting out another little quick live. Um, you know, basically addressing the live I did a few days back. A lot of people have seen it. I was basically just addressing a few things that were trending: Prip Max buzz, the BOZO and the G Face beef that they had going on. Just a couple little things like that, and kind of out of left field, I guess you could say, because there was honestly, that's what I'm on here to address. People been asking me questions, leaving comments, a couple emails, which I don't blame them because it's probably one of the biggest, is the biggest guest I've had on, and probably one of the more bigger events that have happened on my channel. So I don't blame people for asking questions and whatnot, leaving their comments, which is to each their own. To some people it's cool, some people talk shit, whatever. And that's part of the game. So to everybody to that, I just say, to each man his own. I respect everyone's opinion, be it good or bad. That's one of the things I've learned as I grow, but I just figured I would address some of those questions, sum it all up in a quick little live. Like I said, it was just completely that live that dude Bozo jumped on. It was completely unannounced. Not just Bozo showing up, but the live period. I don't do too many. I'm more of a video guy. I like to do my reactions. I do a couple reactions a day usually. Anyone who watches my channel knows that I'm not big. I'm not like a podcaster. I'll jump around and make comments when other people have a lot of podcasts going on, but I'm not really like a podcaster per se. I don't do a lot of lives. What's up, West Pop? That's another dude. Hey, he used to have the emoji face as your handle. I remember that. So what's up, West Pop? ¿Qué onda, bro? Oh, I'm just letting people know kind of because like I said, there was a lot of questions. People were asking me why you didn't ask this, why you didn't ask that. Was this planned? Do you know Bozo? Just a few things. So I figured I would just kind of give people a little run up on what happened. I do not know Bozo like personally from the past. The way he addressed me, I'm not gonna lie. I right away felt kind of like like he could like a homie, like I've known him. The way you might talk to a homie in a garage, you guys laughing over a couple beers. That's kind of how I felt immediately when I started talking to the dude. Laughing a little. What's up, Pete Carabajal? He was actually in there, I think, when he came on. But I will say one thing: the respect that he showed, was very professional. Because you got to remember, the reason why he came on, I wish it would have been under better pretenses. I was actually talking about beef, and nobody wants to be chismoso, but it's part of this game, this YouTube thing, talking about what's trending. So I was talking about, because if you guys do or don't know, the rapper Bozo has beef going on with a few people, but the Swifty Blue, G Face, and things of that nature. So to be honest, if we could have been introduced, formally introduced under better circumstances, probably would have been better. But either way, more even just as well that he jumped on and addressed the situation. Like I said in the video, I was speaking on the G Face and him situation. So he addressed that, and that's cool because you show face. And not only that, but I feel like it was he kind of blessed the channel because apparently, he's seen a few of my videos. He's heard of the channel, because he's seen that I was live and he knows it's a smaller channel, so it does help, that type of attention. It helps, with subscribers, and it helps with the everything like that. So I appreciate the amor on that part, and also the respectful talk. So to get to the one of the first things, I know a bunch of people asked me why I didn't ask different questions. I tried to slip a couple in. Let me throw a couple things in here. First off, interrupting is very disrespectful to any real ones. That shit is uncalled for, and a lot of people just won't stand for it. So first off, while he was speaking, if you notice, he was doing his thing. He was talking, saying what he loves, what he did, and why he did certain things. I just wanted to keep my mouth shut first off. Yeah. But so that was one thing I want to let you guys know is that as he was speaking, the last thing I wanted to do was interrupt. I was always taught. I mean, a real, homie will fucking whack, what I mean, in the mouth for that shit. You don't interrupt. So that's why first off, I was doing my best to try to slide in a question or two. give my opinion, but without being interrupting him in any sort of way. So I got in a question or two, but you also have to understand from my point of view, I've only been up like a half hour. If you look at my face when I'm talking with him, I look like I'm kind of squinting. I look like this and look like I'm all upset. That's because I didn't have these. Oh, that's another thing I was gonna tell you guys. I could barely see. See, if you guys watch my videos, you'll know I always got on my glasses because I'm like nearsighted and I'm damn near blind. I've said that before in videos. So if you notice in that video, it was I just jumped on real quick. I thought it was gonna be a quick half hour of giving my opinion. So I didn't even have my glasses on me, Okay, young D, I will do. That's one of the things. So that's another thing I wanted to get into and let you guys know. That's where I was about to get at next. So here's another thing. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I've always been pretty transparent about how I act and things of that nature. I really don't know a lot about the situation at hand. I'm going to be honest. The drama, if you want to call it that, the beefs between guys, because there's always been something between Little G and Swifty Blue, King G and Swifty Blue, Bozo and such, and it goes on. You guys know it's like an endless wheel. I watch as much as I can, a video here and there to comment on or maybe to react to, but I don't get too deep into it, like into their paperwork, to who started it, watch some people watch it step by step. I really wasn't into the drama enough on this situation to start being like, okay, well, how's this or that? To be honest, I'll comment on it, give my opinion on from what I had seen. That's what I was doing when he jumped into the situation. But I don't like to speak too much on what I don't know. And I don't know the facts. I like you said, I haven't checked Bozo's paperwork. No. What I'm saying, nah. You understand? I have a daughter myself, and I would never be inappropriate. I'm a father. But you can expect inappropriate shit if we were talking about all that SPM shit and all that. I was saying, he's a please. I'm a father, so we ain't even gonna go there. Matter of fact, I don't have nobody talking that bull up in here. But anyway, like I've said before, though. Oh, wait. I ain't gonna have nobody fucking putting that shit on my shit. Just to make it clear, I would never, ever fucking support anybody that has any funky business. I got kids myself. So we're gonna fucking make that very clear. Westpac, I think I accidentally fucking banned you, my G. So I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to get you back in here because I don't know how to use my shit. But I won't tolerate. You know what I mean? But I've said before in my videos, you got to understand what we're talking about. You know what I mean? I was saying people support Michael Jackson, even though he talks about little kids. That ain't make me fucking a weirdo. But anyway, back to what we're talking about. That's out of the subject. You know what I mean? I'm saying that people will support Michael Jackson. Oh, I do want to talk about that real on a quick one though. R. Kelly, and then go against SPM. You know what I mean? Or a lot of people won't even check a lot of artists. You know what I mean? Check their paperwork, check their background, and know what type of status they have, but they still listen to the radio every day. But that's neither here or there. So that's why I erased him. I know that's a troll. So anyway, though, back to what I was saying about Bozo. So you got to remember, I had just woken up, and I don't hardly ever do lives anyway. So here I am, blind, right? I don't have my glasses on. I was thrown off guard, people. I'd already been on like a half hour. Push, pull, and strive was in there, so he knows. I got to figure out how to get people up, how to work my computer. Like if you guys were even in that live, I don't even know how to send a link, a wrench. You know what I mean? I don't. That's right. What's up, for you, boss? I'm on, bro. I'm happy to see you in here. I hardly ever get to see you. I'm happy to see you keeping your head up. So anyway, though, Yeah. Hey, how's that? Push, pull, strive. That comment you made, I thought you was gonna be right. What'd you say? Hey, because I have one thing you guys will realize the longer you watch my videos, I have photographic memory. My memory is perfect. For all that herb I smoke, I have great memory. He said, you know what he said? He said, I watch, it's gonna be a troll and he's gonna show us Pito. and I thought, you know what, he's right. It probably is gonna be. And I looked in the corner, it was Bozo sitting there. My mouth dropped. There was 8 of us in the live. I want people to understand that they were watching this now, just like there is now. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was surprised, you know. But hopefully it means my plan is working. This was always my plan from the beginning. I've said it in a bunch of videos. I'm trying to have people listen to what I have to say from here, from my heart, from my mind, from, you know, in trying to communicate as well as I can what I've been through and be transparent. I never said I did a bunch of fucking hard prison time. I never even said I did prison time. I've always said where I was born. I always said where I moved to. You know, I've just always been me. People always love it. You can hate me all you want, but you're gonna hate me for who I am. You know, a Rolling Stone. I was born in Salinas, California, raised up New Mexico, Albuquerque, a few different places there. I've told people the whole story. I said it a lot. You know, I'm pretty transparent. A lot of county time over 5 years. One time I did 14 months, right? More than a year, one sitting, going to court. But I was blessed. I was more than happy to do it because I was facing 80 years. Then I would go in. I got drug court. If you guys ever heard of that, I had it was like a strict drug program. If you miss a call, you're in jail. You miss they're called remands. First they'll give you like a month, then they give you like 3 months, then they'll give you like a year. Some people had like 10 years hanging over their head on that drug court, and they would mess up, like throw 2 dirties and then get 10 years in prison. I don't know what they call it in Cali, but in New Mexico it's called the drug court. And if they call it that, because you literally got to go to court every Wednesday before a judicial judge, the whole group. And you got to do a call, you got to do 50 hours community service. You got to do 3 NA or AA meetings a week. You had to do call in, and if you miss any of those, to jail. 60 days, 90 days, 6 months, until they finally revoke you. Some guys, like I said, would have 10 years hanging over your head. The graduation rate is like 3% on that program. But anyway, though, bunch of county time. That's more about me. We're getting into me again. So how I feel about the Bozo thing. Super happy. Remember how I was saying that I have photographic memory. I remember what you're saying about your madre, bro. Sorry to hear about that. R.I.P. I lost my mother not too long ago back too. Fucked me up only a couple years ago. You know, there's no one that'll ever love you like your mom's, like your family, your familia. You know, that's what I always say. You never know what you got till it's gone. So always count your blessings. You know, love the people that you have. I believe it was your mom or pops you were saying, no? I lost both mine. So anyway, back to what we was at. Bozo. I just decided to do a little live out of the blue. I do one every few weeks, maybe even every month. Bozo jumped on. Had nothing but respectful words. Gave his opinion on G-Face. Stood behind that and stood behind his said. And as you guys all know, if you know my history, that's another thing I was going to talk about. Politics. Was in Nuevo, once I got there, I started kicking with a lot of those sureños, and then that was my crew. That's the clica. You know, I got put down and started running around Burque, running around Nuevo with sureños. So that was the set. That, which is why you always start joking when you have the old homies around. You guys all start joking and laughing about this and that, and that's kind of how things go. You know, so when he jumped on, that's why I said it automatically felt like when he started talking, like I was in the garage with one of the homies just drinking beers, you know. So there's that, you know. And then, like I said, that's why I didn't have any more questions. I didn't have my glasses. I didn't know anything about the situation at hand with him, G-Face. Only now, after he jumped on live, actually, am I starting to watch more videos regarding, you know, because I'm going to tell people something right now. You guys are going to laugh. I'm pretty old school. You can see from the gray hair, you know what I mean? I can't make that happen on purpose. I don't have an Instagram. That's the truth. I don't even have an Instagram. I don't have an IG. People always hit me up on IG. I hear a lot of shit goes down on that Instagram stuff, but I never had an account. Never had one ever. You know, MySpace was what I had back in the day, and then MySpace and Moco Space, and then years later it came out to they were talking about a Facebook. That was about 2011, I think, 2012. That was it. So people tell me hit them up on Instagram, and I see these clips on YouTube of shit that happens on Instagram, and it seems to be like there's a lot of beef that happens, and a lot of people hit each other up and go back and forth on there, you know. But yeah, so there's a lot of lives that happen on Instagram between Bozo and oh boy, a lot of people actually. He you know, he gets in there. He don't have no problem with addressing the beefs and getting his hands dirty with that shit. That's one thing I noticed. Oh, just kick back, Tommy. Getting low, bro. Everybody's being respectful in here. It's all good. Vato gets crazy. Anyway, so like I was saying though, back to the point at hand. So yeah, you know, basically that's it. It ain't no big old thing. He also said though that if I needed to hit him up, I could do so for anything I might need in the future. So my plan to you guys, just so you guys know, is to actually reach out to him. I'll IG him, you know, make an account or figure or have somebody, you know, my Ruka or somebody IG him and set up an interview where I can actually get some good questions in. We could do like an hour. You know, if you see this out there, Bozo, I'm trying to set that up, email you, Gmail you, and get that set up so I can do it properly. You know, get the background set up, get my glasses on, and really get down to the nitty gritty. And at that point, I can have and at that very point, I can have you know, I can have what's that word? I can have the right questions and all and shit like that. That's all. Oh yeah, yeah, right. Bernalillo County before MDC started sinking in the back. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'll ask you. I mean, but you can probably say it goes with that goes without saying. Probably from that old school. He's an older vato too. He's in his 40s. Pre ceasefire notions, right? Okay, maybe I'll ask him and figure it out then. Maybe it's a personal vendetta. That's a good question. I'll ask him if he hates him and why. Maybe he just don't like wanna share money or give money. I don't know what the sales are on gold tools. Like I said, so this you guys, I want you guys to know something. This actually opens up a whole new route, you know, a ways of things I'm gonna do, a way I'm gonna handle shit. I'm gonna do a lot more reactions, a lot more looking into exactly what Bozo's made of, exactly what's going on with Swifty, with V Local. Uh, you know, like I said, as far as I'm concerned, nothing but respect for Bozo from this side because he's been respectful towards me. And as far as but I haven't looked into it enough, like his paperwork. That's one thing you guys talk about. I haven't seen that, and I haven't really looked at too many. I seen one interview he did one time with Hoodstocks. Lucky, shout out Lucky from Hoodstocks. And other than that, I really didn't see too many of his interviews. But I've heard a few of his songs. He's got some really good. He's got some pretty good. Just like any artist, the more you push out, you're gonna have some good hits, some good beats, some ones that aren't so good. And he's been making music for a good while now. So yeah. So basically, you know, there's that. And the way I felt, Oh, that's another thing. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little starstruck, I guess you could say. It's the biggest person I've had on there, and it was more so the unexpectedness of it. Like I've said before in other videos, no man is above any other. So there's no person I'm gonna be like, to, you know what I mean? Everybody's a man. We all bleed through similar veins. We all got 2 arms, 2 legs. So it's not that kind of a respect, but it's more, he's up there. He's probably got a lot of shit to do, doing interviews, recording songs, and just take a moment just to tap in on such a small platform. I respect it. And not only that, but he could have jumped on and been like, hey, what the fuck you talking about my name for? I'm going to hit you with a copyright and go all nuts. But instead, he jumped in and showed respect. First thing I look for is when I'm showing respect. What do they say? What respect is shown is respect given. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, he was. Mile High Hustle. Shout out. Mile High Salute. The homie Conrad. Yeah, from D-Town, Denver. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I gotta do I have like 4 different apps that I do. I have the StreamYard, and then I have a couple VidQ. I have like 3 different apps that I use to do my editing. And one of those apps just you have to, what do you call it? Repay for it every month. Like one of them's 10. I think the StreamYard is 25, right? Each one is a different cost different, and the one I do to do my editing of my videos just like yesterday died out, so I just gotta re-put it up today and do some editing. That's all. But I feel you, that'll be a good one. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Conrad, chop that thing up. And I seen a couple of your videos, your ones on GKI, and those ones. Nice. That's good shit, man. Those are good hitters right there. They'll do good all day. All day. If you keep, they're a lot of work, but if you keep it up. Oh, what's up, Machete? Shout out, bro. Yeah, I was just addressing that. Basically, I was just letting people know just the basics. Try to keep it simple. One, the reason why I didn't ask a lot more questions and didn't keep it up longer. What's up, John Wayne, out of the AZ, is because I really wasn't expecting it. You know what I mean? I didn't have my glasses. I just woken up, and I preferred like a half hour. I was just talking real quick, and he jumped in. It had me, I guess the word you could say is speechless. I was like, and another thing, like I mentioned, he was speaking. He had a lot. With his mouth, he was dropping what we call clecha. So I didn't want to interrupt him. I was letting him just say his part. And he also did what I was hoping he would do, which was basically open the door for me. I don't want to be a beggar and be like, hey, can I get an interview? And I got 99 questions and this, I wanted more so for him to kind of say, hey, if you need, we get an interview in, hey, which exactly what he did, which I respect that. And if he's disposal, nothing but love, I'm all for that. And I'm going to take advantage of that. People don't think I'm not. Next thing is to get, a little more familiar with the music, get a little more familiar with the interviews in his squad, like you said, his paperwork, get to know him a little better through what the sources I have. That way, when I do the interview, I don't sound like a fool. And I'm talking to someone I have no clue about who they are, what they stand on, or nothing like that. I'm not saying that that's how I am now. I've seen a few videos, as we all have, seen a couple of his interviews. Carries himself well. You can tell, yeah, right, Mile High. That takes a lot. Most people, that are in his game, right around his level, wouldn't even get their feet dirty. Won't even go to a bigger one for do a, what do they call that? An intro for, or not an intro, but an exclusive for two to $500. But to just drop in on a small channel, show love for free, that right there, like you said, is noticeable. It's respectable. Just that. But anyway, though, so it's not that I'm not going to go nowhere with it. Don't think that I just had him on for 10 minutes and shut it off. That was merely getting my foot in the door. The plan is to have him on a couple more lives. Hopefully I can do an hour, when he has more time. See, that's another thing. I'm a pretty intelligent individual. One of the things that I looked at is where he was at. It looked like he was driving. in a car, maybe on his way to the studio or on his way to lunch, who knows, whatever. But he didn't look like he was in the position to sit there and have an hour interview. You know, he was in the position to do just what he did, which was, you know, hop in real quick and give his opinion since he saw his name being spoke on. But he also gave me the opportunity for when the time is right, like I said, to set it all up, set up the interview, get a nice hour with him, you know, put on my fake gold. That's right. Oh, he was at work. There you go. Getting money from every direction, just like us. That's even more respectable, you know. So he's making money from every direction while also, you know, getting his hands dirty with clean money. What more can you ask? You know, but that's all I wanted to say. Also, was that I don't think it's not going anywhere. You know, that's why I was letting him speak his part, showing respect and hoping that he would open the door, which he did. I'll definitely reach out, try to, you know, with the type of respect that was spoken and the way he carried himself. I don't believe that he would say no, or you know. And like I said, and I want to get to the heart of some good questions, not disrespectful questions that are going to put him on the spot, but things that what people want to hear. What's the beef with the Norte? What you know, what direction is he going? What happened? What really happened with him and High Power? I know they had some beef. You know, let's ask some things that people really want to hear. You know, and I also want to say real quick in this live, shout out to Conejo, the homie from EBK. I seen his video. It was funny. Not only did it have me laugh, because they make funny videos and stuff too, but I thought it was pretty respectful. You know, we've been through our ups and downs, and we all grow on YouTube. And I just wanted to say shout out to him. I might be on there tonight, so if you guys are watching this, you know, if he throws a live, I'm gonna go ahead and jump on there, let him know what's the dealio. Maybe we could all do a big old thing. Who is it that I know that messes with gold toes? Hot Seat. So I know somebody that does do interviews with gold toes that I know personally. They're in Houston, right? Because Gold Toes' media is out of Houston. So maybe, oh man, imagine if I could get Gold Toes and BOZO on at the same time and try to link that up. That would be sick. Yeah, no doubt, Conrad. So there we go. And then far as my politics go, I pretty much just said it a minute ago. I used to roll, like I said, with the Sur. I say used to, not because removed, or it's a little different than Cali politics. You know, I didn't bang out of Cali. I was in New Mexico, the Nuevo. Shout out. And if you guys don't know, one of the things I remember seeing is that BOZO actually lived for a while in Colorado. He was out there hiding out, kicking it with a bunch of the South or the Sur in Colorado in Lakewood. So shout out to all my Colorado people. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, that BOZO was rapping, also hiding out, doing business. I mean, straight organizational business out of Lakewood. So that's a fact. You can ask him about that too. And so my politics on that those were the homies. Now, as you can see with my Columbia hat and my little smoker shirt and stuff, I don't really try to portray a gang member. I don't speak. It's not that it's not in me. It's just I try to grow out of it. Yes, sir. A lot. Roger Smith. You know, there's plenty. There, Taos, especially in Albuquerque and Boulder, they got their own hoods. They got Northside 14th Street. And then you just have, of course, just like the Sureños, there's a lot of guys that just come from Cali. And like they'll be from San Jose or they'll be from Frisco. Matter of fact, I was just kicking in with my sister and her friend / boyfriend or whatever that she's been kicking it with. He's from Mission District, 24th Street. Was 24th or 27th? Mission, big old Mission on his stomach from San Fran. So you just come across just like what do you call them, sprinkles on a donut. You come across a lot of guys, not just from Albuquerque, like from New Mexico, but they're from actually Cali and moved to New Mexico. So you see that all over. I think that's in every state, basically. You go to Colorado, you see them. You go to Arizona, you see guys from Cali. It's just because there's, like I've said before, my mission statement, and I stand behind this on the reason why behind that is simply because of it's as simple as what do you call it? Population. Look at some of the urban areas. Like you take Colorado, for instance. The urban area, the only urban area, I mean, serious urban area, is like Denver, because you got it's all connected in there. You know, Lakewood and East Denver, and all the way almost to, I think, Aurora's in there a little bit, right? So that's their main area, and then us, like New Mexico, right? We got like Albuquerque, right? That's our metro area, down near the Santa Fe, all the way down to Belen, right? Rio Rancho, all those city areas right in there, right? All the way the South Valley goes down near out of down to the, you know what I mean, all the way down into the res, like 50 miles, you know, down past Pajaritos and all that. So that's all the metro. That's the only metro in New Mexico. And then you go Arizona, same thing. One metro, right? Phoenix. You got the Phoenix area, right? About 8 million people. You got Phoenix, and then it's got all little areas incorporated, right? Glendale, uh, Mesa, right? Then you get Cali, right? Old Cali. You got San Jose, turns into all them cities connecting right there, right? Like that's all part of the base still. Like San Jose goes all the way up down near city into what do you call it? Frisco, Oakland, San Leandro. Like where you know what I mean? There's so much city right in all those areas. Vallejo, it's all like one. Now that's one metro area, right? Then you dip down, you got like Fresno. That they're already getting around 1 million people right there. My grandma's from Fresno. Shout out R.I.P. Grandma. She's from East Fresno. Born, and then she moved to Salas when she was young. Met my grandpa. But anyway, then you got we don't even want to get into the Southland. I mean, we're talking 30 million people here. People, you know what I mean? From Oxnard, you know what I mean? Ventura, that area, all the way to Mexico, basically. Let's be real. Because you got LA, which goes into many incorporated city that just goes straight into the valley, San Gabriel Valley. And then the San Gabriel Valley is all city all the way until you pretty much get to Diego, right? And then Diego is basically damn near got a border ran right through it. So let's be real. From you got what was that? 80 miles, 80 to 100 miles of city, and I'm in Southland. Then you go up Sacramento, incorporated areas, you're talking 1 million plus. So really here, and that's just we're talking, and what I'm talking about right now in California is a urban area. Then you start going into your city, small cities with 50 to 100,000, like Salinas, like Watsonville, like what the list goes on. They're not there. There's another couple million in those small cities. You know what I mean? All put together. Up north is where to like Central Valley is where you have a lot of those smaller ones. Ding, 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 ding. So once you put all that together, right? Yes, I have lived in Texas. So once you put all that together, you're talking a major, just a major population, 20, 30, 40, 100 million. I haven't even looked it up recently, but I bet you it's between 50 and 100 million, possibly more. They're their own market nationally. I'm just keeping it real. You know, I'm not hating. Matter of fact, I love the land areas that are in Texas, that are in Arizona. The fact that you can live in a small city and not have nobody bother you for 50 miles each way. I love that. But nonetheless, it's still you're not going to get too much of that in no, you know, he's kind of weird. But well, I was going to get Tejas. My bad. I'll get right to that push pull strive next because I could say something on that too. But Roger Schmidt, yes, I have lived in Tejas. I lived there for almost 2 years, right outside of Dallas. Actually, for 1 year outside Dallas, and then like a half a year we're moving because we were doing called seismic surveying for oil and gas. If people don't know Texas, well, it's got a pretty big market for oil. Actually is the number one oil market in the United States. One of the biggest in the world. A lot of oil moguls in Houston, Dallas. Now that's another one I was going to get at where they have real big populations because you go Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth, DFW, huge, 5-10 million. But it's like once you get out like to the like because that's where I live, right outside of the Fort Worth side. Exactly, to be exact, you guys can look it up. It's called Weatherford. the city. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, yeah. Don't you live? I think you lived in the Tejas, but but yeah. So I live right outside Dallas, Weatherford. I try to talk and keep up with the chat. You know what I mean? Because I want to show everybody their proper respects. You know, for I try to engage. That's why I like having small chats. I ain't even lie. I can't imagine how hard it is to have 300 people going through, but still answering questions and talking. I like the small ones because it's easier for me to stay one-on-one with people. Oh, you just got back from DFW, huh, Machete? Beautiful city. Goes for miles. Huge. They're connected. I don't give a damn what nobody says. Those two cities sit on each other. Like, that's why they call it DFW. Like one. Like, when you look it up, Dallas Fort Worth, it is the DFW. It's one. And we're talking it for all my Cali people that if you've never been there, you guys should go check it out. I'm talking like when they say cowgirls, like the cheerleaders for the Dallas Cowboys, for real. They're there and they don't fuck around when they say everything in Texas is bigger. Girls with fucking asses like that, like cows with asses like that, biggest steaks you'll ever see. Biggest steaks. You go over there, you buy you a fucking 45-ounce steak, sitting on the plate like that. Boom, freshly just barely got cut in the field next door. Oh, crazy. And they talk a lot different. Yeah, it's a whole different thing, but it's still raza, as we like to call raza, you know. They're still speaking that language, and they have the estilo, the women, the tequila. It's all there. Oh, it's fun. It's way fun, and it goes for miles. Me and my friend, one day we was off, right? Because you don't get a lot of days off seismic surveying for oil and gas. It's a 7-day-a-week thing. Good money, but you're pretty much constantly on the road working. The only day we have off is rainy days because it'll electrocute the pack. That you're always laying points, right? So you don't want to you kind of get electrocuted on your backpack where you're running your GPS points, right? So they'll shut you down on a rainy day. So one day, just a quick little story. Me and my buddy decided, he liked to do yay, right? I ain't even lie. He would always have a big bag on him. So, and that, if you guys know in Texas, that shit's like $100 an ounce, right? So he's got him a big old fucking bag of yayo and a clean fucking, they call it scama, is what they called it in Texas, right? Big old bag of yayo like this in his lifted truck, fucking big old 4x4. We're just gonna cruise through Dallas, right? Fort Worth, and just get shit faced, go to bars, just have a blast, right? Basically have no destination, if you will. Not really going anywhere, just fucking around, right? Going, you know what I mean? No destination, like I said, just the bars, the back streets, wherever we can get into. Had fun until one thing happened though, right? My friend, right? We're from out of town. My friend has a Raiders sticker in the back of his truck, right? So we're going through a neighborhood, right? These fuckers, this is how crazy Dallas is. Good little story for you guys. So we're going through a back street about 8. It's not quite dark yet. It's about 7, starting to get dark, 7:30, 8 o'clock, right? Dallas, South Dallas, with the Raiders symbol in the back of our truck. So we're going through and we come up on some essays, some vatos, right? They're actually standing on the corner, right? In Dallas, right? They got AKs and fucking cohetes and shit, right? They're taking money from people. They're like a roadblock. They're making people pay to come through. They're not like robbing people, like taking their money, but they're like, it's like a toll booth. And they start giving us shit like, well, we should blast you fuckers. You know what I mean? Pinche ways and shit. And so my friend gives them money, like $50, like more than they're asking. You know what I mean? And they just kind of like let us go through and pop the shot off. I think they were shooting in the air to scare us. So we just peeled out of there. You know, nothing, not a crazy story, but that's how they get down in Dallas. Some deep hoods. And but it was fun on shit. But I could tell you even crazier stories about the actual work we were doing, right? Because what I was saying is I was doing seismic survey for oil and gas. So we go through the land area, right? Outside the cities. I'm talking about right outside the cities, about 20, 30 miles outside the city, right? In the Granbury, in what's another one? Weatherford, right? Those areas outside the city. So we're out here walking through. I've had one time, I got a story for you guys. If you guys want a quick little story time, you know what I mean? I'm walking through, right? Me and my buddy, we're planting flags, right? And we got to plant flags every 100 yards for miles. That's how they survey. They'll come behind us with the shakers and all the points we lay, shake the ground, right, for seismic, look for pools of oil to put a rig. So I got my spray can where I spray the ground and my flags, and I got my boy walking with me reading the GPS pack as we go, right? So we jump over a fence. We're supposed to lay in this field. It'll tell you on the pack places you can't lay because people own the land. So we jump into that field and we're walking, right? Pretty open field. All of a sudden we hear yelling at a cabin, right? About 100 yards up, about 2 football fields up, right? We're looking up. It's an old man, right? He's yelling. We already know it's because we're planting flags, but he doesn't own this land. People own mineral rights and land rights. If they don't own mineral rights, the government's allowed to shake on their land, right? So about 100 yards up, you're yelling. All I hear is boom, right? This fucker, shotgun, Mossberg. I think it's a shotgun. He's over there, boom, lighting off rounds on us down the dam in the field. I got my pack on. Me and my friend start running, right? Running towards the field. All of a sudden, I see it's like wooden fences next to us. I see a damn, he's shooting not bullets at us, but he's shooting bags of rock salt. If you guys know what rock salt is, it goes deep into your skin. It'll fuck you up. It stings. You know what I mean? It's like little bags of salt, like salt bullets. They load into 12 gauges. Exactly, Mile High Hustle, 100%. They can buy those rights, but most people don't. They don't know about it. So anyway, I see a damn salt crystal hit next to me. Oh, I go run and check it out. Not only that, so he's not only firing at us, this old man opens his gate and lets out pit bulls. 2 or 3 pit bulls. They're coming running. So here we are running like little kids through the field, all scared. This dude's boom, boom, hitting us with shotgun, with salt bags, and got dogs coming at us, right? So we both fucking Superman out of his field, right? And we're looking, we're scared and shit. He jumps in his truck because it's a ways up where his house is, right? A couple 100 yards up. He jumps in his fucking his 4x4 truck, does a donut, comes peeling around the field, has us at gunpoint. Hey, what the hell you Mexicans doing in my field? He tells us, this one ain't a damn rock salt. We tell him, sir, we're just doing our job. You can see the pack. We're laying for such and such. You know what I mean? We start giving the name of the company. He tells us, get off my land before I kill you damn beaners. I'll tell you something, the truth. I thought, being brown, that I had seen racism. And, being going throughout some places in New Mexico, being in Cali. Until you've been in certain areas in Texas, you ain't seen racism. You know what I'm saying? They still have areas out there that the KKK runs strong. And I've heard people say, yeah, I've heard it, that their KKK is in Fontana in California, but they don't roam bars and hang nooses from the damn ranch signs and shit like they do over there. They got some history that goes back to plantation owners in Texas. You know what I mean? Especially that Dallas, that Midwest area. They don't have as many Mexicans as down like by Houston and San Antonio. They're not as used to it. They still got their old farmhouses. I would trip out. We would be walking for miles in the middle of nowhere through fields, snakes, and you come across just an old plantation house. You can tell like all the old cotton equipment, like fucking look like the White House. You know what I mean? Like with pillars, and you just know that they was whipping people and had slaves. You can see it. You can feel it. You can still hear it in the air when you're walking down the fields. Yeah. Like I've had some experiences, man. And the cool part about that, we was making about $2,500 a week, good money in the oil field. We got us a nice Scarface apartment. It was me and my friend, right? This is before I had kids. I was only about 18, 19, right? So me and my friend are doing this job. We don't have no kids, no old lady, right? So we get us an apartment, 13-foot ceilings with a chandelier, coke white fucking walls, coke white fucking floor, carpet. It was like a baller's pad, and we would always have parties over there because there's a college. If you guys know anything about Texas, if you know about Weatherford, which is right outside of Fort Worth, Machete, if you're still in here, it's like a college town, like a Girls Gone Wild type town. You know what I mean? They had a college right across the way. And like I said, I was only 18, 19. So money plus a nice apartment plus a college across the street equals a lot of partying. We'll party till 3 in the morning, get up at 4:30 in the morning. Seriously, work, sleep for like an hour, get up, head out there into them fields right at sunrise, and start working. You know, it was fun. That was just a couple years I learned. Also lived on the islands. Lived in Sonora, down off Puerto Peñasco for about a year. You know, been around a little bit. Always used to make good of the trips when I'd go back and forth from Cali to New Mexico, which if you guys know the route through Phoenix, through the shitty part would be going through, like, once you go through the Mojave Desert, there ain't nothing out there but dirt, but dust and tweakers, Oildale and all that shit, Tehachapi, Needles. Man, I made that trip so many times. 30 times probably, 20 to 30 times we driven from Salinas to New Mexico, because every summer after we moved, I would go back and kick it with my grandpa and grandma, kick it with my friends and shit. That shit stopped once I got about, like I said, mid-teens and shit. We stopped doing that. Yeah, it don't take long. That's the whole thing about that, JC, is you can jump in your car and be there in 2 days if you drive straight. You know what I mean? And that's one thing about Phoenix is wild, is off the chain, because I don't know why they've always had a bad problem with the meth. Everywhere has meth, but Phoenix was it was one of those areas where it zeroed in. They have some of the most direct lines there. That shit's like, I think maybe $1,000 a pound. You know what I mean? 800 to 1,000 a pound of pure crystal meth. I mean, that's dangerous. Yeah. And most guys, I mean, if you're making trips down south, you're gonna want to. I wouldn't want to do Arizona or Cali, because the border is just so full. You know what I'm saying? That area has some of the most strictest what do you call that, crossing points, with the most dogs, the most guns, the most guards, the most traffic. Like me, I'd find me a nice cozy little dirt road right outside New Mexico, down there by Las Cruces or something, Artesia. You know what I mean? Where it's only me and the owls driving through. A little more dangerous if you get caught out there, but at the same time, less risk. Or maybe some guys like that traffic, having all them cars, and them, they think it makes you less risk. Can't say. But one thing I can say, and I know Conrad knows this too, it's a major hub. They call it the Four Corners. What I'm pointing out is, once you go to New Mexico, you go up to New Mexico, right? And what would it be? The northwest corner and then the northeast corner of Arizona and New Mexico come together with the southeast and southwest corners of Colorado and Utah, and they call it the Four Corners. So once you come up through New Mexico, right, or you could go try Arizona, but it's a little more packed because, Phoenix and stuff is already played out. So they come through New Mexico, right? There you get you a little place right around Cortez, right around Durango. Get you a little motel. Make the loop. Denver, Salt Lake City, Phoenix, then back into New Mexico. Denver, Salt Lake City. What you do is you make one loop, drop off, and then after it takes about a week and you get back to Mexico, kick back for a little bit, then you go and you loop it again. Don't go in the same direction, go opposite direction, and go pick up all your money. Right? Clockwise drop off, counterclockwise pick up your money. Ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. You know what I mean? And if you shouldn't be in town long if you're doing shit like that, Stop through to one direct point. He said you're giving up the route. Hey, they already know. Everybody already knows. That's like one of the most well-known routes right there, the Four Corners. That's already been played out. And plus, you know what? I hate to say it, but let's keep it real. Nowadays, everybody don't have nothing but truckload of fentanyl anyway. That's the worst part. These dudes don't even have product. I don't consider fentanyl product. That's like cut. That's like a bag of fucking Tylenol, of that shit that the Chinese got by the ton. Just like acetaminophen. You know what I mean? Real drugs are shit that come from that originate from a plant. You know what I mean? Like heroin that originates from the opiate, the poppy plant, right? Cocaine that originates from the cocoa plant, right? Marijuana that originates from the marijuana plant. Cannabis, right? All the origins of the good stuff have to derivatate from the earth, right? Yes, it can be chemically induced, things of that nature, but it has to have a some point of waiting, of growth. That's where the money's at. This shit that's made in labs overnight, meth, fentanyl, um, things of that nature, anything that's what they call synthesized or done in a lab, it has no purity to it. No, there's guys that did fucking heroin for 20 years. I know you guys know them. Every person in this fucking live has known a tecato in their neighborhood, that local tecato. Dude, it was fine riding around on his bike, all skinny and fucking in his shorts, always hot, always sick, right? For 30 years, they were fine, running around sick. Not fine, but just there. After a year or two, dead with the fentanyl. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. Now, how deadly is that? Rock stars like fucking all what's his name? They used to go off on the shit. Ozzy Osbourne and what's his name too? The dude come on, Carlos Santana. You guys know what Black Magic Woman was about. You gotta know what Black Magic Woman was about. Keep it real. Come at me with the magic stick, right? He was a big time heroin user. Jimi Hendrix. A lot of those people lived through the heroin days. But recently, they would have never made it through the fentanyl days, though. You guys know they kept it under wraps. Did you guys know Tom Petty and what's his name? Prince, both recently in the last 5 years OD'd on fentanyl? Bet you guys didn't know that. They kept it under wraps. But those guys both lived through the 80s, the 70s, the years of pill popping and fucking disco and all that. Prince, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, these are guys that lived through the years of using, right? Still lived just fine until they fucking touched. They both died of fentanyl poisoning in the last 10 years. Yeah, crazy, huh? But anyway, so nowadays, it's like, it's crazy. On that little point, see, I always do this when I do a live. I start with something and I just start working my way through different, whatever I get into. That's the whole point of it. I don't really keep to a plan. I spoke on the BOZO thing in the beginning. I'm going to make something of that. If you guys are watching for that and didn't hear me before, definitely going to take advantage of BOZO. Get to the route of who, get to the bottom of not only who he is, so I can respect him more as a person and his art, but try to figure out, ask him the juicy questions that people really want to know. I'm going to try to make it, if I can get it, I'm going to tell you guys straight up. If I get a chance, you know me, I never held my tongue. That's why I'm not very popular, because I don't say what people want to hear. I say what I'm feeling. I say how I'm feeling, and I'll even point out the truth. So I'm going to try to get the best interview. If I get a chance to have an interview, you best believe I'm going to try to make it the best interview I can. And ask not disrespectfully, but with all due respect, ask what the people want to hear. Give a good answer if can, with what he can answer on. Yeah, I'll give you guys my word on that. Maybe I'll have I'll even do a little survey and see what kind of questions people want me to ask. I don't have no problem writing down what the viewers want to know. You guys got my word on that. But anyway, though, back to what I was saying. Yeah, it's you guys heard of this? I've been watching it. I watched the show the other day. This is crazy. Speaking of fentanyl, right? Have you guys ever thought that maybe it's a chemical weapon? That China knew how addictive it was going to be, but also knew how deadly it was going to be, and purposely gave it to the cartel because they know that they distribute to most of the United States. Purposely gave it to the United States, knowing that they're the number one consumer of drugs throughout the world, and did this with the purpose intention of killing off United States, because we're one of the only people that having this problem. You understand? And it stands to reason. It's not all. It's just because that's all there is. Let me tell you. Well, that's part of the reason. The reason why that's all there is, there's always reason. For every action, there's a reaction, people. The reason why we're having a fentanyl problem, let me point it out in case you don't know, is because of pharmaceuticals with the ones that keep you alive, like Oxycontin, morphine, they'll fuck you up pretty good, but still not kill you. You build a tolerance to it without dying in 20 minutes, like fentanyl. See, these types of drugs were outlawed. It was the war on opiates, right? They said no more, right? No more scripts. I don't care if you got cancer, AIDS, no more prescriptions because you guys are selling them. You guys are ODing on them, right? So they cut that off, right? Therefore, opening, people still have the pain. Just because you cut people off from pain meds doesn't mean they still don't have a pain in their back, a pain in their shoulder. People have pains out there. Like doctors forget. Yeah, there's a lot of people that get addicted. Yeah, there's people that like to party, right, and fuck around. But there's also a lot of people that really need what they call pain management. You understand what I'm saying? Like they got, like I said, cancer, bone diseases, things that me and you couldn't even fathom the pain that they wake up with on a daily, right? So imagine having that type of pain. I mean, teeth chattering, like maybe what do you call it? A migraine that you wake up with, teeth chattering, you're just crying in your bed, and the doctor telling you, I'm going to give you Tylenol 5s, right? What choice do you have? And not only that, but I'm going to give you Tylenol 5s after for 20 years you've been getting Oxy fucking 50s or 60s or whatever, right? What choice do they have but to look for something for the pain, right? Now what's available? The Chinese poison. I really feel like I watched the show and it made sense. I think the Chinese, that along with COVID, right? They're hitting from all these different angles just to keep weakening the United States and weakening the United States. They're using different forms of war and you don't even realize it, right? Flood, all that fucking fentanyl, right? Yep, exactly, Carlos D. Think about that. Just something to just to run your guys' mind across, right? COVID and fent came around the same time, one of the biggest killers in the nation, right? Both from origins, they say, China. You guys think that's a coincidence? It's a tool. It's a chemical weapon. They just didn't drop it in bomb form. They dropped it and how brilliant could it be to give somebody that didn't even know that they're being poisoned. They don't even know that it's a weapon because they're asking for it. People are saying, give me more, right? Brilliant. And the number one, and they fed into the number one thing that they know Americans love, right? Americans will never lay off of their drugs. They're dope, right? They've always lost the war against drugs. And then they gave it just to the right people, cartels. You think cartels give a damn about their see, here's the thought about their what do you call it? Their customers. That's unfortunate. I hate to say it because I'm Raza too. But cartel don't even give a damn about their own people. Matter of fact, that's the people they exploit best. Think about it. Mexico, the cartels, those people that they hurt in those lime fields, the people that they tax, the governments that they overthrow, they're really just hurt. They hurt each other, and they don't care. They don't go to other countries. They don't unite and go to Panama and steal, and unite and go to and overthrow Haiti. Nah, a lot of the taxing that they do and the very robbing that they do is to their own people. There's taxes that the cartels keep on businesses, like small mom and pop businesses, shit like that. But anyway, though, so they gave it just to the right person here because they don't give a fuck. Like cartels, it's all about the money. You buy it, we'll sell it, right? And they gave it just to the right people. And why do you think they started putting it slowly in drugs like morphine? I mean, like meth and heroin, because you slowly start getting people addicted to it by putting it in the shit that they actually like. Then you start putting less and less of the meth in and less of the heroin in until you just have a full-blown fentanyl hit. And then you just sell pure fentanyl, right? And China is giving them the shit. China's basically paying them to take it. Here, we'll give you guys fucking $500,000 and 100 kilos of this shit just to take it, right? And they're laughing. You know why? Another 100,000 Americans dead this year. Another 100,000 Americans addicted this year. And I've heard people say, yeah, why would a cartel or a dealer want to kill off one of his customers. Well, it's as simple as every day another one is born. Fuck it, you don't need that one, because tomorrow another person will try it and take the place of the one that dropped today. It's as simple as that. Pretty soon they'll start putting the shit in Cinnamon Toast Crunch, so they got the kids addicted too. You know, when will it stop? I think they should bring back at least the regular pharmaceuticals. Bring back the cough syrup. Let the dudes have their drink for $10 a bottle. Let the doctor give his fucking 100 what do you recall it, oxys every month. Fucking let's kill this fentanyl shit off. Make the China keep that shit. Because guess what? I bet you every single, you think the doctor, lawyers, and cops and judges, things like that, want anything. Nurses, people that run the damn our kids' teachers. You think they want to go buy drugs because they have a bad leg or a bad hip? Hell no. They want what they've always wanted, which is to do it legally, like a law-abiding citizen. They want to get their little script from their doctor and go get their little bottle of pills and feel like a law-abiding citizen. You think they want to go out on the street corner and have to buy 20 blues from a fucking drug addict that might shoot them, that might do this, and then they might lose their career because they want to manage pain? Of course not. Of course that's not what they want to do. But they're left with no option. Give them that option back, to be able to go into the doctor and get a script, to be able to not have to worry about pain management illegally. And they'll take that option. That fentanyl use will, the murders will, yeah, it'll be something you have to deal with it because it's already here. And there's people that are already addicted that won't want anything but that. But you can at least start fighting the problem. It's just going to continue on until they're all dead. But like you said, that's the scary part about the, what are you saying? Yeah, I understand the population control, but the only population dying is Americans. They don't have that fentanyl problem in China. They don't have it in Great Britain. It's everywhere, but they've always had so much other drugs. They don't have that ban like we have. Matter of fact, you guys can look it up. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Straight up. Look it up if I'm lying. They have machines in Canada. Listen to this. The UK, right? They had such a problem with pure heroin. I mean, not the black tar, but pure heroin, like the white, the brown, the level 3, right? The Afghani, the pure shit, right? In UK, that they actually started giving people, what do you call it? The machines, like the ones you can get chips out of and stuff. You could buy dilaudid hydromorphone or like oxy in a fucking machine. You could like buy 10 hydromorphone right out of the machine, because without any doctor around, nothing, you don't need a script. You can just buy it, like a vending machine. Look it up if you guys think I'm lying. They did that so that trying to keep guys off of heroin, you know. What reeks, players? Laquifa alopecia in the house. Shout out my Chicano Tube crowd. Shout out Chicano Tube. What's reeking, players? That's fun. Oh yeah, herb is the one. And you know what's another funny one? While we're on that point, alcohol kills so many people, right? And it's legal, right? And people that drink, I've heard people, I've gotten kicked in the past, right? I've gotten kicked out of damn what do they call it? NAA meetings, because I've said like I was a user, and I stand up. You know how everybody's got to stand up and introduce themselves, and they're like, you got to get up out of here. We're not drug addicts. We're fucking alcoholics. There's a difference between AA and NA. You guys ever heard that? You guys, they think they're all proud. They're all proud alcoholics, right? We don't do drugs. Fuck, if you go to the store every day and buy a bottle, if you go to you need a beer to change your mind every day, it's just because you drink it or it's legal, don't make it not a drug. Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. They have their own, the alphabet boys, right? They have their own, and DEA, just like the Drug Enforcement Agency, they got an agency for drugs. They got an agency for the other drugs, right? Which is alcohol and tobacco. That's the two biggest. Why do you think, here, I got one for you. Why do you think if you got caught slanging cocaine, right, you can do prison time, state time? You can go to state prison any day. But you get caught manufacturing or selling alcohol or tobacco, right? Those are federal charges, always. Why do you think that is? because they don't fuck around with their money. You know what I mean? And that's Uncle Sam's personal money. He sells alcohol. He sells tobacco and says it ain't a drug so that he can make it seem like that's a whole different entity. If you guys know what Uncle Sam is, I'm talking about the government, right? That's their own personal fucking cash crop. That's why they don't fuck around. They catch you manufacturing alcohol, your ass is gonna get fed time. You can sell coke all day and still get 5 years in state pen. But you start making alcohol, distributing alcohol, growing fields of tobacco. Watch yourself get 20 years in feds, just like Popcorn Sutton. You know, shout out to my boy Popcorn, rest in peace. You know, and that's serious. They don't mind you selling shit that they don't sell because they can't tax that anyway. But you fuck with their drugs, what they sell out the liquor store, what they sell out the tobacco, what they make billions on every year. And the funny thing, okay, really, I didn't know that, Prison PD, but I believe it. But I know you can't distribute it because then you start breaking federal law. That's wow. You can actually you can moonshine as long as you're not selling it. You know. Yeah, push, pull, and strive. That way they'll just start pushing Fent back out the market. Guys want. I'll tell you right now, most people have $20, like the old school guys, and they're gonna get their black tar, they're gonna buy their coke, they're not gonna want to buy that Fent. Most people buy it because it's dirt cheap. Because, like I said, China's paying us, not paying the United States and dealers, anyone who's willing to take the shit. China will give them money with it as a payment to, like, here you go, to flood the streets with this. You know, and I don't know if you guys watch like any shows about Kensington, Philadelphia, and stuff like that, but they're also starting to cut it with this stuff called xylazine, which is like a horse tranquilizer, and the people are liking it because they say it makes it even stronger. And the shit, you can buy it like off the shelf, like at a damn store for horses or something, at the local feed store, probably. Sick shit, you know what I mean? And then that's what's making, if you guys seen guys all bent over, standing like in a certain position with these big wounds on them, that's from that stuff, that what they're cutting it with, that xylazine. But the craziest part is that once they stop, guys actually don't want the regular stuff. You know what I mean? They don't want just pure Fent now. It's not enough. Now they have to have it with fucking, you know what I mean? Horse tranquilizer, half of it horse tranquilizer. That's crazy. You know? Yep, because it's the government's loot. That's right, Conrad. But I think we had a pretty good live here. Started off pretty much. I like to start my live with what's in my title up there. You know what I mean? I can get off subject as I go, but I like to pretty much give people my thoughts on on what I said is in the title in the beginning. That way, once they've heard it, they can split. You know what I mean? Okay, I see what he's saying, how he feels, and what he has to say about BOZO, and I'm out of here. You know, I don't want nobody to have to hang around for any talk or any type of anything they're not really concerned with. You know, some people only show up for what's in the title. And like I said, I keep trying to remind throughout. So I will be trying to he made it clear. You guys can go over the live again. He made it very clearly, very respectful that the door was open for anything I need. He said, I have a slight, I don't know for sure, because like I said, don't have a relationship with the guy, but shout out to him. Nothing but love. And it seems like he's come across a few of my videos. Or maybe I said something that he agreed with, because let's be honest, people, who would really jump on my live? First off, who would get on a live that you've never heard of a person and then show love? Like, yeah, we do. He said we a couple times and was, showing some what I felt like respect. And I don't think he would do that if he didn't have any clue who I was and never seen one of my videos and never heard my voice, I think that he's probably seen a few of my videos, likes my get down or my stilo, if you will. I'm not trying to be big headed or anything. I don't even buy a new camera, and so he showed us, opened his door, and I'm going to take advantage of that. Like I said, I'm going to get down with a few more of the songs, check it out, set up a good interview, not a little 10-minute, while he's sitting in his car after lunch and I'm waking up without my glasses. I'm going to get dressed up, set up the background, give him the proper respect as an artist, that he is. and that he gave me, and we set up a good time, on a Friday night when everybody else can tap in so we can get some questions going through. And that's what I want to do. That's my thing. That's what that's my main thing, is to try. Let's do it. Even though it's cool talking to people and whatnot, I appreciate it. Like I said, the carnalismo, I guess you could call it. But at the same time, I do this for my subscribers, for the people that tap into my channel. I'm not doing it just because I want to talk to Bozo. I'm not like, you know what I mean? Yeah, big old fan, here, sign my jersey, I want to get to the core of what people want to know. Why the beefs? Why this and that? Like I said, I'm gonna look into some other beefs, some past beefs, and figure out what's up with those. And maybe we can, like I said, get a decent interview going. I won't hold back on that. Yeah. Yup. Michael Smith, exactly. That's exactly what it is. And if you guys notice, I'm sure you guys, anyone on YouTube, that's one thing I want to throw out there too. YouTube, yes, everybody in the world, most of the world, and other, aside from a few countries, can tap in, but we all do share the same YouTube. You realize when we jump on, we all do click onto that same YouTube sign. It's not foreign. What's trending is usually trending to all of us. If you click on that live up on the corner of your thing, you can scroll down and see about 1,000 people on live. All the world can see a lot of those same people that are on live. It's a small YouTube world. Especially when someone says your name or tags you if you have a channel in, and then you're mentioned, it's very quickly that you start going through other people's feed, and they start going through yours. Even if they don't even watch your video, the chances of them seeing your name or seeing some of your videos are, pretty highly. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. Yeah. And that's one of the things I always, like I said, it's not like I haven't watched a few of his videos, heard a few of his songs. I really like that live he did with Hoodstocks. That was pretty good. Shout out to Lucky from Hoodstocks. That's my boy. He's funny. Watched him for a while. People always see me up in there. You'll see me around, you guys. I like to do my YouTubing. I make videos and reactions. But part of being a reactor and doing that is you got to stay up on what's No, it's the rap artist BOZO from Southern California. I think he used to be many years ago High Power. He went to the Pinta, got out, started doing his own thing. Fired up his own label and started, shit like that. Michael. So, but again, for anyone watching, if you didn't hear it in the beginning, I was thrown off guard. Wasn't planning on Bozo getting on. Really wasn't even planning on doing that live. It was more just a quick, wanted to tap on a couple subjects, because I also hadn't talked on Crip Mac's Fed case, which I wanted to say again. I'll tap on that real quick. Crip Mac is going to be facing time for ammunition. Apparently, the banger they found on him wasn't working. It was broken or something like that, so they hit him for the ammunition, which is serious. My homie Stoner, shout out Stoner from BPL, he did 8 years for just ammunition, box of bullets. So they don't fuck around with the firearms and accessories when it comes to the felon. That's why they have so many people sitting in the joint on felon in possession of firearm and ammunition and all those on those cases. That's like their bread and butter. That's one of their laws that they just keep hitting on and keep hitting on and keep hitting on. And it's one of their ones they have so many precedents on. If you guys don't know what a precedent, it's so many prior cases that have already had court rulings on them. They pretty much just go straight to that, and then they use a prior precedent, and it's like a given. You know what I mean? Tommy's on one. All these people are pretty respectful, bro. Just be cool. Tommy's pretty much a good supporter. He always speaks his opinion. All I ask is that everybody stays respectful. And so is Conrad. Conrad's the homie. So that's why I'm just like, yeah, we'll just keep it good. We'll keep it good. But I got about an hour and 15 in. I guess I'll go ahead and check out. Don't want to keep too many people in here and bothering nobody, I know everybody's got stuff to do. I'm gonna be back on here in a little bit. I'm gonna do me some reactions today. You know, reach out to BOZO, reach out to a couple channels, and just do my thing. You know, I hope you guys all have a good afternoon. Good. Stuttering Stanley. Huh? Now I hope you guys all have a good afternoon, man. Thanks for tapping in. We appreciate you. Like I said, I'll see you guys this evening. I'm gonna either do another live, and I'll probably jump on a couple of other channels. Much love. I'm out of here. We'll see you guys. Much love to the chat. And if BOZO, if you see this, thanks for tapping in. I'll be tapping in with you and get something set up for sure.